Let me tell you something that most financial gurus will never admit. Compound interest is genuinely one of the most misunderstood concepts in personal finance. Not because it is complicated, but because it tricks you. It makes you feel like nothing is happening for years. And then suddenly, almost overnight, everything changes. And today I am going to show you exactly why that happens using something called the 8-4-3 rule. But first, can you relate to this? You have been putting money away, doing the responsible thing, and yet every time you check your balance, the progress looks almost insulting compared to the effort you have been putting in. You start wondering if investing is even worth it for someone in your position. You see other people talking about building wealth, and it feels like they are living in a completely different reality than you. Here is the truth that nobody frames correctly. You are not doing anything wrong. You are just in the part of the story where the plot has not turned yet. And once you understand the 8-4-3 rule, you will never look at your investments the same way again. So what exactly is the 8-4-3 rule? It is a pattern within compound interest that describes how your wealth actually accelerates over time. When you invest roughly $625 per month at a 10% annual return, which is close to the historical average of the stock market over the past 9 decades, your first $100,000 takes approximately 8 years to accumulate. Your second $100,000 takes just 4 more years. And your third $100,000 takes only 3 more years after that. 8, 4, 3. And then it keeps getting faster from there. Each additional $100,000 arrives more quickly than the last. Think about what that actually means. You are not just growing your money. You are growing the speed at which your money grows. That is a fundamentally different thing than most people picture when they imagine saving up over time. Now here is where the psychology gets really important. The cruelest part of compound interest is that the first phase, those 8 years, feels almost pointless. The numbers are small. Progress feels invisible. And this is precisely when most people give up. They either pull out their money, chase some other investment trend, or just stop altogether. They quit right before the acceleration begins. That is like running a marathon, reaching mile 22, and deciding the race is not worth finishing. Let me walk you through the actual numbers, so this clicks in your gut, not just your head. If you invest $500 every month at a 10% annual return, here is what your journey looks like. At year 1, you are sitting at around $6,300. Not exactly thrilling. By year 5, you have climbed to roughly $38,000. Still feels slow, right? That is the trap. That is where most people make the mistake of walking away. But at year 8, something shifts. You are approaching $74,000. And here is the critical detail. You have only personally contributed around $48,000 of your own money. That gap between what you put in and what you have is compound interest beginning to wake up. By year 10, you have crossed over $100,000. Your contributions total $60,000, but interest has added more than $40,000 on top of that. Your money is genuinely starting to do real work for you. By year 15, your investment gains are actually outrunning your monthly contributions. By year 30, you are a millionaire, and you got there on $500 a month. Now apply the 8-4-3 pattern directly with $625 per month. Your first $100,000 arrives around year 8, your second $100,000 at year 12, your third $100,000 at year 15, your fourth by year 17 and a half, your fifth by year 19 and a half. The snowball does not just grow, it rolls faster and faster down the hill. Here is where I want to pause and talk about something that can dramatically speed up your timeline, because understanding the math is only half the game. The other half is strategy. There are 3 variables inside every compound interest equation: the amount you invest, the return you earn, and the time you give it. You cannot control the market, but you absolutely control the other 2. If you find a way to increase your monthly investment by just a few $100s, whether that is through a side income, reducing a subscription you forgot you had, or redirecting money from something that genuinely does not add value to your life, the impact is staggering. An extra $400 per month invested over 30 years at 10% does not just add $400,000 to your outcome. It can add close to $900,000. Small, consistent increases compound just like money does. And then there is the tax advantage piece, which is genuinely one of the most powerful and most overlooked accelerators available to everyday investors. If your money is sitting in a taxable account and you're paying tax on your gains annually, your effective return shrinks significantly. Using tax-advantaged accounts like a 401k or a Roth IRA allows your compound interest to grow without being chipped away every single year. The difference over a 30-year period can amount to hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is not a small detail. That is life-changing money sitting on the table. Now, I know some of you watching are thinking you started too late, or you do not have enough to invest yet, or your situation is somehow too complicated for this to apply. Let me be direct with you. Starting at 40 with $500 a month still builds a portfolio that can completely transform your retirement. Compound interest does not care about your past. It only cares about right now and forward. If you are serious about not just understanding these concepts, but actually implementing them in your specific financial situation with a real plan and real accountability, I want you to check out the Wealth Accelerator Academy. The link is in the description below. It is a group coaching system and course built specifically for people who want to go from understanding financial principles to actually achieving financial freedom. Not someday vaguely, but with a structured path. This is where strategy meets execution, and where people like you turn this kind of knowledge into measurable results. So here is what I want you to do today, not next week. Today, step 1, calculate your freedom number. This is the specific amount of money you need invested to never have to work again if you do not want to. A simple way to figure this out is to multiply your annual living expenses by 25. Knowing this specific number makes your goal real and concrete instead of some foggy dream. Step 2. If you do not have an investment account yet, open one today. Platforms like Vanguard, Fidelity, and Schwab are all solid options. Set up an automatic transfer so that money moves on payday before you even have a chance to spend it. Start with whatever amount is honest for your situation right now. Even $50 a month builds the habit, and the habit is what matters most in the beginning. Step 3. Keep it simple and invest in a low-cost index fund that tracks the broader stock market. Overthinking the perfect investment has cost countless people years of growth while they waited to figure it all out. Starting with something solid beats waiting for something perfect every single time. Step 4. Write down today's date and your current balance. This is your starting line. Looking back at that number years from now will be one of the most satisfying moments of your financial life. The reason compound interest feels like a lie is not because it does not work. It is because we live in a culture obsessed with immediate results, and compound interest is the ultimate long game. The 8-4-3 rule is not a trick or a get-rich-quick formula. It is a mathematical truth about how exponential growth behaves. It rewards patience. It rewards consistency. And it rewards the people who understand what is actually happening beneath the surface, when the numbers still look small. 10 years from now, you are going to be somewhere financially. The question is whether you will look back on today as the moment you got serious, or another day you let slip by. If this video genuinely changed the way you think about compounding and the 8-4-3 rule, subscribing to this channel is honestly one of the highest return decisions you can make right now. Because this is what we do here. We break down the real mechanics of building wealth in ways that actually make sense, without the fluff, without the hype, just clear strategies you can use immediately. Every video we make is designed to give you exactly this kind of shift. Do not miss the next one. And remember, for the full roadmap to financial freedom with coaching support and a proven system, join us inside the Wealth Accelerator Academy. The link is waiting for you in the description. Compound interest is either your greatest ally or your quiet enemy. You just learned how to make it fight for you. Now go start the clock, because your future self is already cheering for you to take that first step today. Let's get it.